If you read my topic of the presentation, it does have to do with Russian Registry of Legal Entities, so you're here stuck for the presentation in Russian, okay, for 10 minutes. But no, that's only the parts of it will be in Russian. We constructed Toby, which is the guy that sniffs out the connections between the companies, sort of a Palantir thing, but running over the open data of the Russian registry. And we claim that this is a consumer product, and at the same time we're trying right now to move it on the tracks of B2B sort of course. So next 10 minutes, I will tell you what Toby, why we decided to make it, then what can it do, then what's the role of semantic technologies in the doggy, and why Toby cannot get without semantic technology, and finally I will say why semantic technologies are still hard to develop the end user applications with, and how we actually overcame the challenges of semantic technology. These are the basic facts. So this URL is actually, again, in Russian. So the little disclaimer at the bottom says that the product is targeted for the Russian market. We've made the English version, but then we decided to drop the support because it really draws too many resources. So it's a subscription-based commercial web application, and what's the size is most impressive, I believe. About 3 billion triples, and it's actually growing because we're integrating more and more sources into the Toby. Motivation. There are open data sets in Russia, which is surprisingly good. There are already a number of tools that are using the open data in Russia for making the end user application, but they're expensive, first of all, and very bulky. So we saw the opportunity for the small, really targeted application with the small subscription fee. And we realized that semantic technologies can really advance us on the market, and I will explain how that happened. So the use case is basically very simple, like the stick. You search for the company of your interest, then you explore the graph of the company, trying to get to the revelations or discoveries in the data, sort of making analytics, and then saving the results to come back to them later. So, okay, this is the Russian part that I was promising. Okay, so the interface is in Russian, but this is the first stage, so search. You put in the search query. If I have little time left, I will do the live presentation. So you insert the search query, then you have 4 tabs, which is the legal entities, private entrepreneurs, personas, which is just physical entities, and addresses. And for the hits, you get the cards. And then on the right, you have the filter pane with regional filtering, area of activity filtering, and so on. So once you got to the company, you can open the graph, which is kind of faded, but the target entity is in the middle. Then you expand, so it's got 4 nodes coming out, or 3 nodes coming out of the main entity. So it's the subsidiaries, the address, and the sort of a governing body, which is mainly the general director or CEO. And then you expand those people and companies and see how they relate to other people and companies, like Gazprom is related to whatever, and then you go further and further and see that it ends up to a person you know. And finally, you save your graphs, your discoveries under your account. And the most intriguing part, as we found out from the clients, that okay, this diagram shows 1, 2, 3, 4 entities, and the path between the ITMO universities, which is participating in this project, and the private company, how they are related through the people holding shares in companies and so on. So, and I claim that semantic technologies took a huge role in our project, so they actually kind of thread the things together throughout the entire application. So we like the ETL, so we do it in the Google Cloud, and we apply the ontology to transform the XML, dirty XML data that comes out of our taxation agency. And then we use triple store Blaze graph to store the knowledge graph and query the knowledge graph, via the Sparkle queries. And we use OnToDial library, which is our making, Vismart making, my company making, so to actually navigate through the graph. Yeah, 5 minutes. I got it. Thanks. Okay, business value. Semantic technology, we found out to have business value. So our competitors have 400 developers for building their product. We managed to deliver in 6 months with, 5 months with 6 people. So then we can lower the development cost and reduce time to market. And finally, we claim that we're richer in features in terms of the exploration, data exploration. And finally, we think that the next integrations with other data sources would be simpler. This is the technical benefits. I'm kind of, under the impression that we can skip this because most of you probably know that, but we have enjoyed publishing the ontology and attracting the domain experts to kind of really verify and clarify the ontology for us. And then it's the really publicity factor. And we really enjoy the common language that we can speak to all of the data sources. Challenges, that was tough. Okay, semantic technology developers are hard to find and knowledge engineers are really hard to scout for. But if you have one person in the team that is fluent with semantic technologies, he will spread the virus quite quickly. I mean, if he's the believer. And the second, you can find the closest university near your place, yes, to make an ontology. And development tools, I want to point out this one, they are somehow immature, so we started developing our own. That's how we came up with OnToDial. So I can skip this one, and this is about the visualization component, which is quite, customizable. This is the default. This is how we customize it, and it's not clearly. So is it okay if I do the live presentation? And yeah, just 1 minute. All right. All right. Right. So we do Mozilla, then we launch the query, and we come up with the University of ITMO. And here's the graph. So you can actually expand all of its relations. So so you go down and see all of the subsidiaries of ITMO. So ITMO is owning many enterprises. ITMO is claiming that, so this is really the analytics part. So ITMO is claiming that it's the most entrepreneurial university, and that's how you see how many companies it owns and holds a share of. So that's just one case. So I'm done.
Please